Yeah, we did about $43,000 last year. We had right around 12,000 people show up. That's football teams, volleyball teams, both high school and younger kids, grade school age. And we had about 250 volunteers as well.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this stuff doesn't happen by itself. It takes volunteers to come in and help Rush for a Cause, run the games, run the events. You got food. People can buy food. There's drink, there's food. I mean, not alcoholic beverages. Take that right off your list. But all day long, it's a family-filled. There's a play area for the kids, bounce houses, you name it, they have it. Cheerleading competition we had last year out there.
We're going to be having a clinic again this year. Run with the Highland High School cheerleaders and our sponsor, Cheer World.
And one thing that these people need is volunteers. Now, Bruce Nagel, who's big time with Rush for a Cause, he's been involved with the organization for a number of years. Bruce Nagel is actually one of the main guys that help put this thing together each and every year, and he is in need of volunteers, whether you're going to direct somebody how to park their car, maybe you're going to run some games, you're going to help with the food, you name it, they need volunteers. And you can get a hold of Bruce Nagel simply by picking up your telephone, dialing 440-838-0591. Again, that's 440-838-0591, or you can catch Bruce Nagel at 216-577-8789. Again, that's 216-577-8789. This event is just about 5 days away.
Correct.
We need more volunteers. I know Bruce was putting out a call on Facebook. You can catch Bruce Nagel on Facebook. You can catch Rush for a Cause on Facebook, or you can visit their site, which shows you some great pictures of the people that they helped, rushforacause.org. So it's RUSHFORA cause, CAUSE.org, rushforacause.org. See some of the great work and some of the people that they've been helping. But most of all, they need more volunteers for this Saturday's event, which takes place at?
It's at Brecksville Broadview Heights High School. We're actually going to be running, I believe, 3 football fields this year, soccer and rugby as well. And then volleyball is going to be taking place in the gyms.
So there you have it. This is a beautiful facility. It's like going to Cedar Point. There's so many cars being parked everywhere. They need volunteers. Again, I want you to contact Bruce Nagel. You can track him down on Facebook. It's Bruce Nagel, Noggle, or you can call him at area code 440-838-0591. You don't have to stay there for the entire day either, Dan, do you?
No, we ask our volunteers to work 2 to 3 hours at a time. We do different shifts, and if you go onto the website or through contacting Bruce, and I'm also on Facebook as well, you can contact me there for it. We can coordinate around your schedule to help out, to have you help out when you want to.
And you know what a great event. You don't even have to just show up by yourself. You can bring your kids. Your kids can run around the play area. They can go and observe the youth football games going on, the rugby matches, the soccer matches. There's plenty of food. Give your kid a few bucks. Have them go out and buy some food, have a little lunch, play some of the games, right? I mean, there's all kinds of affairs for the kids, right?
There's bounce houses. Last year we had a hoops challenge. Akron, University of Akron is out there with a bounce house. We had the Brecksville Broadview Heights fire station show up with a little house.
Remember they had the little house? You were spraying the hose in there trying to put out the fire. They wouldn't let me do it, though. I said, what the heck, man? I think they were waiting for our studio stuff to catch on fire. Then they were going to come in and spring into action. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun over there, man. It was a lot of booths, a lot of different vendors. You can go around and visit the vendors. Somebody's selling jewelry. You name it, they have it at Rush for a Cause. Family football blitz, right?
It's the family sports blitz.
The family sports. We have to increase it to sports now, not just football.
Correct. We keep adding sports year after year.
So it's a great event. I think there was, you guys, I don't know, you come up with what, 12,000, 15,000 last year showed up to this. How do you get that count?
Just by counting the number of cars that come in.
But some of these cars had a lot of people in them, man. I'm thinking there was closer to 20,000 people there.
There was about 12.
Yeah,
just
man,
got off the phone with Debbie. She said about 12,000.
I don't know how you can get an accurate count, Daniel. I really don't, man. It looked like 20,000 to me, especially where I was sitting, you know?
Yeah, there were quite a lot of people, and it was steady throughout the day.
Unbelievable. All day long.
All
It was
day long.
constantly, you know. So, yeah, that's big time. There's people walking around with football helmets. You can drop a 5 or a 10 or a 20. I mean, even a buck, right? Somebody could throw a buck into the football helmet. Doesn't matter. Any contribution goes directly to helping somebody, doesn't it?
Correct.
What is different about your organization compared to some of these charities that you hear where these funds never get to the people that desperately need them, Dan?
I mean, well, Rush for a Cause is there to help athletes, and it's based on athletes helping athletes. So every dollar that we raise goes to support those athletes who are catastrophically injured while playing a academic sport.
And the guy that founded this, ladies and gentlemen, was a high school student at the time. I believe he's at the Air Force Academy now.
Matt Galland, who founded it back in 2009, is now at the Air Force Academy.
And he's playing football there, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, the guy actually saw some injuries take place. He saw some injured students during his high school football career, and that gave him the inspiration to get behind this Rush for a Cause and get out there and try to help these guys, right?
Correct.
Do you know the story, what first started it, man?
No, I actually had the chance to meet Matt this summer, but we were concentrating on promoting this year's event more so as opposed to doing a little bit of history. So the singular event that happened, I do not know about.
Yeah, I think it was a guy who maybe broke his neck or something.
Yeah, I believe that is.
If I'm not mistaken,
correct.
you know, it's a sad reality, ladies and gentlemen. Sports, they're trying to make it as safe as humanly possible, but as Daniel said, one severe accident is all it takes to alter somebody's life, and then who's going to help them? There's a company, or an organization, I should say, not a company, called rushforacause.org. They get behind this thing, and, you know, really, tell the viewing audience, I mean, here, take a sip, I'll keep talking. They don't know what it takes to put on an event of this nature, man. I mean, tell them, you guys probably were tearing down last year and already thinking ahead to this August, weren't you?
Yeah, for the most part. I know I started back in January with Bruce. We developed a video using last year's footage to just kind of get something out about last year. And then really the meeting started in about April, and just continuously planning from there, contacting different news organizations to get publicity, contacting sponsors to help get stuff set up, make sure there's food there for everybody, getting the parking situation figured out, because last year we had a couple problems, but this year those are fixed.
Well, there's so many cars, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. 12,000. I tell you, that's a low estimate to the LG.
So
here, man,
it's much more improved this year, and we're really looking forward to the event this coming Saturday.
I have to admit, this was one of the better, well-organized events I have ever attended in my entire life. I mean, we took the entire Streaming Sports Talk studio out there last year, and we broadcast live for the entire afternoon. We had some great interviews, some great guests showed up. There's people from all over the Cleveland area, and you wouldn't believe the sponsors that get behind this Rush for a Cause. We'll talk about that after the first break. But Bruce Nagel is a guy that gets up early on that Saturday morning, I'm sure, if he even gets any sleep the night before, because he's probably so nervous and thinking, I got to get this.
Setting up
He
from
did
the
a
day
fantastic job making sure that everybody's table was where it had to be. You know, we had no problems. He had a booth reserved for us. We got there, we set up. He made sure we had cords, whatever we needed. I mean, this is a big event. If you guys don't get out there, tell them again where it's at. Brecksville?
It's at Brecksville and Broadview Heights High School.
So if you're, you know, on the east side of Cleveland, I think you want to go down 90 towards downtown, go around Dead Man's Curve, take 77 south, and get off at Rockside Road.
82, I believe.
82, that's right. And then you go up to 21, Route 21, you hang a left.
Yeah.
And then you go up another street or so and you hang a left. I'm sure there's directions to get there on rushforacause.org.
There is.
If you're on the far southeast side, you're going to take 480 and get over there to Route 82 and 77. Same thing. Take a left, go up to 21, hang a left, and it's just about the first road up there on the left,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
pretty
not
sure.
too far off the highway.
And the high school is a huge place. It's a beautiful campus. I have to admit they have a lot of fields there, right? Plenty of room.
There's about 4 fields that we'll be utilizing.
Yeah, so, and in the play area, man, took up an entire pretty good-sized parking lot where the firemen were with the house and stuff you were talking about, too. So it's a big campus. I was impressed, man. I got to admit.
It is. It's very large. It's nice to see us utilize the space as much as we can and to see everybody having a good time while we're there.
So back to Bruce Nagel. We know he's probably already working on something right now because that's the kind of guy Bruce is. He needs volunteers, and the only way that he can get volunteers is if you pick up the phone and find it in your heart to give 2 or 3 hours. And I tell you, even if it was only an hour, I'm sure Bruce would appreciate it. Get a hold of Bruce Nagel at 440-838-0591 or 216-577-8789. Again, those numbers are 440-838-0591 or 216-577-8789. Get out there, volunteer. And, you know, I keep emphasizing, bring your kids with you, right?
Oh, it's a family event, and the kids absolutely love it.
There's a lot of things for them to do. A lot of games. You got that guy from the Akron Arrows. What's his tiger or something? I mean, what is he?
I have no idea.
But he's running around with his costume on, the Akron Arrows mascot. He's there entertaining the kids. Like I said, you can get something to eat, enjoy the afternoon, watch the different competitions that are taking place throughout the entire day. And what time at night did you guys get out of there last year, man?
I don't think I actually left before 10 o'clock.
And what was the official ending time for the event?
Right around 8 o'clock.
So, you know, it's a 12-hour day, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Get out there to the Brecksville Broadview Heights High School, right?
Yep.
And enjoy this event. And not only enjoy the event, drop a 5 or a 10 or a 1, or even if it's 50 cents, throw it in the football helmet as you're walking by, and you're going to know that you gave it to an organization that's out there to help injured athletes try to get back on the mends or even just negotiate their way around their house. Or,
correct.
You know, people need help. People like us help these people. Right, Dan?
Correct. Athletes helping athletes is what it's about.
So what is your, you've been with the organization for a while now. I remember we had you on last year about the same time, maybe a little bit earlier. Mm-hmm. After you've been smacked in the face with Rush for a Cause and seen the impact that it makes in this family sports blitz, as we're calling it nowadays, what's your take on the whole organization?
It's a great organization run by wonderful people who are really out there to help those athletes who just have a catastrophic accident happen to them. It's a great way to support those athletes, support those families, and it's a good way to bring the community together to do so as well.
And it can't be done all by one guy or one family or one group of people. It needs help. It needs volunteers. So get on Facebook, look up Bruce Nagel. I tell you right now, you can go to the Cleveland Sports 360 Facebook page. Push the like button once you're there. Grab the article. It's got Bruce's phone number in there. It's telling you Dan's going to be on the show tonight. And it gives you a link to the Rush for a Cause website. We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back with more from Dan and Rush for a Cause right here on the Cleveland Sports 360 show right after these messages.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful Monday night in Eastlake, Ohio, and the Cleveland Sports 360 show with LG, and we have a special guest, Dan, for Rush for a Cause. With no further ado, guys, take it away.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cleveland Sports 360 show. As my man Leaf just told you, we're sitting here with Dan Romanski from Rush for a Cause, the organization that helps catastrophically injured athletes. And Rush for a Cause is getting ready for their Family Sports Blitz, which takes place this coming Saturday from 8 a.m. to approximately 8 p.m. at Brecksville Broadview Heights High School out there. Close to Independence, close to Brecksville, close to everything, close to Cleveland, close to Garfield Heights. No matter where you're at, you can jump in your car and head over there. Now, Dan, something of this magnitude can't be done without the sponsors, right?
Correct. We would not be able to do this without our very caring and generous sponsors that we have.
Give them a shout out while you're here on the Cleveland Sports 360 show. Let's hear who these sponsors are. You guys aren't going to believe who gets behind an organization like Rush for a Cause.
We have one title sponsor this year, and that's Romeo's Pizza. And then
which is really good pizza.
It is very good pizza.
I mean, I had some last year.
Oh, yeah, it was everywhere last year. It was very good pizza. And then following them, we have Dick's Sporting Goods, the Cleveland Clinic Sports Health Division, and then Chick-Fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. They had some great sandwiches there last year, too,
yes,
Chick-fil-A.
Did.
I remember the guy kept running back and forth with these big thermal coolers.
They were
insulated, bringing in more sandwiches.
They were always busy. I think they were bringing in shipments by the half hour.
I think you're right.
I don't think the kid sat down for the entire day.
Rush for a Cause needed to help him when he was done carrying all them sandwiches. Isn't that about right, Dan?
Yeah, pretty close.
So you got those sponsors, the Cleveland Clinic Health sports medicine place, right? I mean, the Cleveland Clinic gets behind Rush for a Cause, so you guys must be doing something right, man, for an organization like the Cleveland Clinic to care, right?
I mean, we are doing a lot for the athletes, and I believe all of our sponsors see that, especially the title sponsor, Romeo's.
Now, let me ask you a question, and I don't want to put you on the spot because I know you got so many other responsibilities with Rush for a Cause. Can you tell us about any athletes that Rush for a Cause may have reached out to this last year, since 2012 to 2013? What did you guys accomplish? Anything good?
I'm not sure with the current the past year, but I know we've reached out to a number of different athletes who have either hurt their spine or broken vertebrae in some way.
Ouch!
They're just injured and they're not able to walk or they're paralyzed. So
my goodness!
It's a great organization that helps those athletes.
We got some pictures that we reluctantly pulled down off the website to show some of these injured athletes, and it doesn't look pretty, Dan. That's all I got to say.
It doesn't.
I mean, one guy's got his entire neck cervical vertebrae that looked like it needed a little bit of repair. One girl's laying in a hospital bed that looks like she got injured pretty severely too. But without an organization like Rush for a Cause, where would these people turn, man?
And that's the thing. Rush for a Cause is a great organization that will actually reach out to them and help them. And it's a good place for those students to turn to and those families to turn to.
Now, does Rush for a Cause actually get contacted by these injured people, or do you guys reach out to the injured victim?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
So we do get contacted by them, and we try to reach out as well.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man, because a lot of times when an injury of this, people, we're talking giant injuries here, especially if somebody gets paralyzed or something. I mean, you hate to even hear about that, but it's at the same time it's comforting to know Rush for a Cause is there and they can help in some kind of way. I know you guys have altered people's homes, helped build ramps to get people in and out. People don't realize what we take for granted each and every day, do they?
No, and it's not until you're put into a situation where you actually realize how blessed a lot of us are.
Yeah, I mean, you got to count your blessings, folks. And while you're counting your blessings, it doesn't hurt to share some of those blessings with other people that may need some sort of a blessing if something bad happens to them. And we're not, we pray that everybody remains safe. But when you're throwing your body around like a tool or a machine. The human body can only take so much. One simple accident's all it takes, and Rush for a Cause is there. So you want to share blessings. There's a way to donate on the website too, isn't there, in case you can't get out there this weekend?
Yeah, rushforacause.org. There is a section where you can help us out and donate online, and everything goes directly to these student athletes who are injured while playing their sport.
And that's a big thing, folks. These a lot of families, I mean, you can't. There's not much worse in life than seeing a kid injured severely.
It's very upsetting.
It's bad enough to see anybody get injured, but when it happens to a youngster, it's just oh my God, it's just something that just grabs your heart, man, and it makes you sick to your stomach because this kid had his whole life, or she had her whole life ahead of her, man. Mm-hmm. So you got to be there to pick them up and put them back together, and that's where Rush for a Cause comes in, right?
Correct. And we provided, not only the financial or the the physical home attributes, but we're there for moral support too, and making sure that these athletes know that someone else is behind them and with them to try and help them get better and get back to a normal life.
And what does that include, Dan? Is there counselors available that you send out to the home, or anybody else that can go talk to somebody that may have been injured before? How does that all work?
We help them with getting back on their feet, making sure their home is put together. We'll help them if they need someone to talk to, that kind of stuff.
That's great, man. That's just fantastic to have an organization like Rush for a Cause. So tell me, Dan, obviously, was last year your first year actually at the Family Sports Blitz?
Yes, it was.
What was your take of this thing? I saw you running around like a nut over there trying to do a lot of 10 different things at one time. What was your take after seeing something of this magnitude?
It was massive. Absolutely massive. And for that all to be put together in the time that I saw it put together, I was only there 4 months before the event started. So just to see everything come together, the amount of people that were there, the community that was there, the willingness for people to help out and to support the cause is just massive. It's a massive undertaking, and thanks to our sponsors and thanks to our volunteers, it turns out to be a great event.
Yeah, and speaking of volunteers, I got to give you this number one more time in case there's somebody out there that may have missed it, or you're just tuning into the Cleveland Sports 360 show. Bruce Nagel is always in need of volunteers to help out at Rush for a Cause Family Sports Blitz Day. It's a fun-filled event. You can take your wife and kids there. While you volunteer, your wife and kids can go enjoy the games. They can get themselves something to eat. They can see the different competitions that take place. And Bruce can be reached at 440-838-0591 or 216-577-8789. Again, those numbers are 216-577-8789 or 440-838-0591. You can catch Bruce Nagel, Noggle, on Facebook under Bruce Nagel. I'm sure there's a way to get a hold of him there, huh, Dan?
Oh, yeah.
His phone number's flashed all over the screen. He needs volunteers, and he needs them for this coming Saturday. If it's an hour, they really like to see 3 hours donated of your time if you can afford to do so. Like I said, they can bring their wives, they can bring their kids,
families.
Have a great time.
Oh,
you
yeah.
do a little volunteering, send them up to enjoy the events, have something to eat. You can join them afterwards, get a cold drink, get a nice Chick-Fil-A sandwich.
Get a piece of pizza
some
from
pizza, Romeo's Pizza. I mean, what inspired Romeo's, in your judgment, to get so involved, being the title sponsor? I mean, you think it's the impact of what they see coming year after year with Rush for a Cause, and they say to themselves, man, we got to do something more than what we're doing. How does that work?
I would say it's definitely that they see what Rush for a Cause is all about, and that it's there helping the community, and they want to make sure that they are a part of that and that they're out helping their community as well.
Yeah, and that's huge, man. And I think that the people, you get there, you got 12,000 people, 15,000 people. They see Romeo's Pizza. They're sitting at home. You pick up the phone. You go, I'm going to call Romeo's Pizza and have one delivered, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I wish you would have brought some with you, man.
I came
What
from
were you thinking?
I'm sorry about that.
Me and Leaf could have enjoyed a Chick-Fil-A and some Romeo's Pizza.
Yeah, no, really, Dan, it's okay. We'll just get it ourselves.
Nah, that's not nice.
You can get some this Saturday. You can get some this Saturday at
man.
Brecksville Broadview Heights High School.
If we show up there, yeah. Yeah, I didn't make plans to come there and live broadcast this year. Like I said when you first arrived here tonight, wow. Where did this past year go? It seems like a few weeks ago that we were doing it last year for Rush for a Cause. But I got to tell you, I'm honored that you guys picked the Cleveland Sports 360 show as your voice to reach out there. We put this on YouTube when we're done, so hopefully we'll get a lot of viewers there. If anybody's out there, you want to say something about Rush for a Cause, you got a question for Dan, pick up the phone, give us a call, 216-672-4300. I had to double check the number again, 216-672-4300. It's a great organization. It's helping the injured athlete get back on their feet, if at all possible. You know, I'm telling you, man, what's going to happen one of these days, Dan, I'm sure you'll see it in your lifetime. They're going to fix these spine injuries one day with stem cells, man. Mm-hmm. You know, I was listening to this new commercial they have for, I don't remember the hospital, somewhere down in Akron, and the guy got injured playing football, and he had a 1% chance of ever walking again, man. 1%.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a 99% chance this guy was never going to walk again, got injured playing sports, got the operation, got his vertebrae fused back together, and believe it or not, he's walking without a cane now.
And that's wonderful, and that's great news to hear that medical technology is there to help.
But they don't realize the recuperation time, the physical therapy that these people have to go through, and how you going to get around your house in a wheelchair, man. You know, a lot of people don't even understand just getting a wheelchair through a doorway in a house is a major catastrophe.
I've actually tried to do it. It's very difficult.
And LG's been there, done that. I had a very sick wife once, and we lost her. But pushing her, you know, trying to get her through the doorways in a wheelchair. So when you build something these days, you really, you know, believe it or not, the new YMCA Dream House that the tickets are for sale now, they put wider doorways and things of this nature just in case. Because you know what? We're all blessed. Like you said, we could be walking out of here tonight. The building could fall on us. Who knows what could happen. And you get injured. Because the human body can only take so much. So we're going to take another break. We're going to come back with Dan Romanski, back from rushforacause.org. Go visit that website, rushforacause.org. There's a place to donate. They need donations. These wheelchairs aren't cheap, are they, Dan?
No, not at all.
Crutches, wheelchairs, you name it, neck braces, whatever the case may be. There's a charge for that, isn't there?
Of course
Nobody's giving it out
it's
for
capitalism.
free. Yeah, nobody's giving it out for free. We'll be right back with more of the Cleveland Sports 360 show with Dan Romanski and rushforacause.org right after these messages. But don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a Browns fan and you want some fabulous Browns gear, tell them, Leaf, where do they go for that? Leaf's on the spot.
Dogs Forever, right?
Forever.com.
That's right.
That's where you go.
folks.
The number 4, the word ever. So it's forever.com. If you're a Browns fan, Dogs Forever, Dogs for Life, get your butt over to forever.com and get ready for this Thursday night when the Cleveland Browns take on the Detroit Lions. We'll be right back right after these break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cleveland Sports 360 show with your host, LG, and our special guest, Dan Romanski, with Rush for a Cause. Guys, go ahead and take it away.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cleveland Sports 360 show. Like Leaf told you back there running the wheels of steel, it's Dan Romanski again from Rush for a Cause. Dan, we were talking about some of the things Rush for a Cause provides for these catastrophically injured athletes. Go ahead, take it away. Tell the people out there exactly some of the things you guys do.
Some of the things that Rush for a Cause does to help out with these catastrophically student athletes are we do provide a full medical board just for educational and continuing education opportunities aside from medical equipment, wheelchairs, crutches of the sort. We also provide help with adjusting homes to accommodate this equipment, and also peer-to-peer counseling and help and mentorship with these student athletes to help them get back to a normal life and to recover from their accident.
Because they're depressed, huh?
I would be.
I would be too. Anybody would be depressed, and trying to get somebody out of a state of depression is not an easy thing, is it?
No, it is not.
Unbelievable, man. And it's great that there's an organization like rushforacause.org that people can turn to. And you're a young guy, man. How old are you now?
25.
25 years old. And, I mean, there's not a lot of 25-year-old guys running around thinking to themselves, you know what I want to do? I want to volunteer my time to go do this Rush for a Cause thing. I mean, there's not a lot of people at 25 years old, they're running around, they're partying with their friends and everything else, right?
That's the general consensus.
What drove you to dedicate so much of your time to this great organization, Dan?
Well, I grew up playing hockey, actually, and I've seen many people get hurt, maybe not catastrophically, but definitely injured playing hockey. I know I've had my fair share of injuries, including concussions and separated joints, and it's just I recognized the potential that Rush for a Cause has to help student athletes and to help their families, and I knew it was an organization that I would have to help out with.
Yeah, that hockey's a rough sport, isn't it?
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while. There's people chasing you on ice skates with sticks, man, and that puck, that thing's hard as a rock. I mean, it's unbelievable some of the injuries hockey players suffer, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can understand where you saw some injuries taking place. And then there's self-inflicted injuries in them hockey games when the gloves come off, right?
In the youth, there isn't that so much, but as you get older, it can get a little scrappier.
I took a guy one time to Roanoke, Virginia. He was a great hockey player. He had a full boat scholarship to Ohio State University to play hockey. And we got to this Roanoke, Virginia. I forgot the name. It was a semi-pro team. And we went in the locker room, and these guys were scarred from head to toe, man.
Of course.
And we're like, whoa. Jimmy Banaszak, one of the greatest of all time from Euclid, Ohio. He's on the Wall of Fame into Euclid High School. Was such a great scorer playing hockey, but that was a rough sport. Jimmy was famous because he could skate around people, and anybody that tried to check him or whatever, he had the ability to make them miss. So he was blessed with talent.
It's always a good ability to have in that sport.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Not getting injured is a good thing. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, this is Dan Romanski from rushforacause.org. I urge you desperately to go to rushforacause.org. Check out some of the things they're doing. They're a full-fledged 501c3 organization. It's a charitable contribution, right?
Correct.
If you can find it in your heart to donate $1, $2, whatever, I'm sure there's a proper form that you can download off the website if you wanted to claim it on your taxes. Usually, you got to give a little bit more to take a donation, charitable contribution. So if you could give a little bit more, it would be greatly appreciated.
And the donate button is right on the front of the website. Or you can sign up to be a volunteer, and this weekend's Rush for Cause is Family Sports Blitz on Saturday, starting at 8 a.m. at the Brecksville Broadview Heights High School.
Absolutely, folks. You get out there, you volunteer for a couple hours, if it may be just directing people where to park their cars.
Oh, yeah, collecting donations, parking cars, Making sure that teams stay on schedule is always a big thing. With the
I
amount
can
of
imagine.
people that we get, staying on schedule is a necessity. There's plenty of booths where you can help out at. There's something for everyone. One area that we are definitely trying to concentrate a little bit more on right now is at the end of the day. Helping tearing down and cleaning up from this wonderful event. We need a lot of volunteers to help with that out because there's a lot to do, and we're going to be there all day. So people like me are going to be pretty tired by the end of the day, and we'd really appreciate the help from whoever would be able to help.
So maybe you can't get there during the day on Saturday, August 17th at 8 a.m. in the morning at Brecksville, Broadview Heights High School. You can get there around 7 o'clock at night, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then, the event's scheduled to end around 8. I'm sure it's a hectic thing to try to get all the people out of there around 8.
You have no idea.
Yeah, I have some idea, believe me. And you can help tear down, break down, pack up the gear, let the air out of the bounce house, whatever floats your boat.
Yep.
But get a hold of Bruce Noggle. Again, I'm going to give you his number just in case you missed it in the first minute and a half of the show. That doesn't exist. But how's that, Leaf? But anyways, it's 440-838-0591. Again, that's 440-838-0591 or 216-577-8789. That's Bruce Noggle, Noggle, on Facebook. You can go to Bruce's Facebook page. I guarantee you he's going to have something on there, how to get a hold of him, how to become a volunteer. You can read about the sports Rush for a Cause Family Sports Blitz by going to the rushforacause.org website and get on there. And now let me ask you, man, and say you're coming home from work, it's 5:30, 6 o'clock, and you think to yourself, I got a couple hours, I'm going to go over there. If you just wanted to go volunteer to help break down, if you didn't get a hold of Bruce or anything, and you just showed up and say, I'm here, use me, help me, that's acceptable, right?
Of course. I mean, just find someone wearing a staff shirt and let them know that you're here to help out and help clean up. We would very much appreciate that.
That's a big thing, man. I don't think people. I'm going to give you some instances. I think last year, and quote me, don't quote me if I'm wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong. It was about 160 youth football teams there, right?
Yes, maybe a little more, but yes, there is definitely
160 youth football teams, ladies and gentlemen. So that just gives you an idea of the size of this event. That doesn't include everything else that was there.
No, and actually this year we're taking down the amount of football teams just to accommodate everything else that we're having going on this year. We're having about 130 football teams this year.
We're taking it down. We got to 130 from 160.
Exactly. It's not much, but we are going to have 70 volleyball teams this year. Both
70
middle
volleyball
school and
teams.
high school.
Now, I don't know how many people are on a volleyball team, but I know you need, 5 to play?
6 to play, and there's usually
6.
a couple rotations, so probably about 8.
So you got 8 people per team.
Don't quote me on that, though.
How many teams did we just mention?
70. It's 230.
70, man. Unbelievable. That's 230 people, 160
and
last
that's
year.
Just six for a team.
Right. Youth football was 160. We're down 130. I guarantee you there's at least 22 players on those teams.
Oh, yeah.
When you think of offense and defense, it's got to be more, plus the coaches, plus the parents. You don't know the size of this event. You got to go there and take it all in. I mean, it's worth it. It's worth going to Broadview, Brecksville Heights High School and checking out the Rush for a Cause Family Sports Blitz. It starts at 8 a.m. I'm telling you, man, the food was tremendous. The games were tremendous. The involvement of the community was tremendous. I can't think of one negative thing to say about this event.
No, and this year it's actually expanding and getting better. We're incorporating soccer this year, as well as youth rugby.
Youth rugby. How does that work out, man? Is there any injuries in youth rugby?
I'm sure there is. It's much like football. So
yeah. Well, they have a stick or something, right?
No, rugby's.
Oh, rugby's. Yeah, I'm thinking of what's that one? Cricket or what's that game they play with the stick, man?
Field hockey.
No, it's got the net on the end of the stick.
He was
lacrosse.
Lacrosse. That's the one.
Lacrosse.
That's a dangerous sport too,
Oh,
man. Yeah. What were you going to say, Leaf?
Just continue. Don't pay attention to anything of what the man behind the black curtain says.
Honest to God, Leaf, if you never saw this Rush for a Cause event, this, like I said, it grows and grows every year, man. And it's like, to me, it was like going to Cedar Point. I mean, it was like the parking was unbelievable. Thank God I got to park right up next to where we had to unload all the gear, and I was able to leave the car there all day. But it was unbelievable. It was a great event, great food, great games, great entertainment. You guys had people there singing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we have entertainers who pretty much every hour we will have some type of entertainment going on the stage, whether it's from cheerleader presentations, cheerleader competitions. Last year we had a magician, and he ended up walking around. We had fire breathers. We had a lot last year.
Yeah, and cheerleading competition. So that was a bunch of other teams there just for that. I mean, you don't realize the amount of people that this thing actually draws in. And it's a good cause, rushforacause.org. Get out there, get to the website, rushforacause.org. I'm going to spell it out one more time for you people. It's RUSH so it's FORA cause.org. You can't miss it. You get on the website, it's going to show you a lot of things. The Family Sports Blitz thing's got to be right up there on one of the sides, right? Tell them the directions to get to the school, I'm sure, are included.
Yeah, there's directions. There's the address to the school. There's where you can donate, where you can sign up to be a volunteer. More information about not only the cause but the day, like what goes on during the day, this Saturday. All the information you need to know is on the website.
So get to rushforacause.org. Again, if you want to volunteer and you want to talk to Bruce Nagel, give him a call. He won't care what time you call him. Don't do it too late. That number is 440. I got to put the old spectacles on again, Dan. When you get to be my age, you can't see.
I'm wearing them right now.
Yeah. But it's 440-838-0591 or 216-577-8789. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back with the last quarter of the Cleveland Sports 360 show. My guest, I'm very honored to have Dan Romanski here from rushforacause.org. We'll be right back after these messages.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Live Cleveland Sports 360. with your host, LG, and our special guest, Dan Romanski, with Cure for a... Oh, I'm sorry, folks. Rush for a Cause. Take it away, guys.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cleveland Sports 360 show. You know, that's a premonition, Leaf, Cure for a Cause, but it's really Rush for a Cause, rushforacause.org. Our man, Dan Romanski from rushforacause.org was good enough to come over and join us on the Cleveland Sports 360 show as they're in their last week of preparation for the Family Sports Blitz. Dan, tell our viewers, they don't realize how much money did rushforacause.org raise just at the Family Sports Blitz last year?
The Family Sports Blitz went on to raise about $43,000 for catastrophically student athletes this year.
That's amazing, man. $43,000, and that's not really a lot of money.
No, it's not.
Because that can be chewed up in no time, man.
Correct, with medical expenses and everything.
One week in the hospital, bang.
Yep, and this year our goal is actually to hit 50,000, and I would like to see it surpassed. So make sure you all come out and hang out with us on Saturday.
Yeah, get off the couch, get out to Rush for a Cause. Tell them how to get there, Dan. What's the name of the school?
It's at Brecksville Broadview Heights High School, so pretty much right off of 77 South.
Which is a beautiful facility. If you've never been there, it's like going to a park, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
It's huge. It's a huge, huge place. You got 130 youth football teams because you guys cut back this year.
We cut back to incorporate other sports.
If you like volleyball, there's going to be volleyball there to watch.
Yep, there's also going to be soccer and rugby, and this is all youth sports, so it's middle school and high school age kids.
There you have it, folks. You got the football, you got the rugby, you got the volleyball, you got soccer, you going to have any cheerleading competitions this year?
Yes, actually, with our sponsor Cheerworld and Highland High School, we're going to be running a couple cheer clinics for girls of all ages, as well as having a couple competitions going on throughout the day.
Now, do these girls of all ages need to sign up, or they just show up and look for the cheer clinic? How does that work?
There is a link to sign up off of the Rush for a Cause website, and I'm sure we'll have extra spots open, so if you want to show up that day, feel free.
You're going to have entertainment. You're going to have booths all over, vendors all over the place to go and visit. You got Romeo's Pizza as your title sponsor. They're going to be out there serving pizza for
all day.
A limited price. It's not that expensive. It's great pizza.
It's wonderful pizza. It's very good. I was able to get a slice last year.
You got Chick-Fil-A there?
We have Chick-Fil-A serving food, too. We have a couple other vendors helping out with drinks and the such. So
get out there, man.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see what's stopping you. I'm leaving right after this show. I'm going to get there early. What do you think?
It's a couple days early, but I'm sure Bruce will appreciate
He'll put me
the
to
help
work.
setting up. Yeah, exactly.
Look who's here. It's LG. I'm gonna put him to work. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I can't urge you enough to visit the rushforacause.org website. It's a great organization. It was started from a high school athlete trying to help another high school athlete that suffered a severe injury. Bruce Nagel is always in need of volunteers to get this event going. As Matt said, you don't have to get there early in the morning, which is 8 a.m., and you can get there.
I'm going to be there about 6 in the morning.
Sure, you will, but I'm seeing volunteers.
And I'll be there until about 10 at night.
In case the volunteers are too lazy to wake up early, you can get there late at 7 o'clock or something just to help break down. That's a big task, right?
Oh, that's a daunting task.
Get a hold of Bruce Nagel, 440-838-0591. Again, 440-838-0591. Or call him on the other phone, 216-577-8789. Again, 216-577-8789. Bruce is in need of volunteers. You could catch him on Facebook. Look up Bruce Nagel, Noggle. He's got a post on there, I'm sure, to tell you how to get a hold of him.
About once a week.
Yeah. And this is the last week.
Oh, yeah. We're really excited for this year. We're gaining a lot of momentum with volunteers. And
tell our viewers, in case somebody just tuned in, tell them about your sponsors one more time in case they missed this.
Yeah, our sponsors this year are our big sponsor. Our title sponsor this year is, of course, Romeo's Pizza, who's done a lot to help us out over the years. They have wonderful pizza. They're going to be there selling it all day long. And along with them, some of our major sponsors are the Cleveland Clinic Sports Health Division. We have Chick-Fil-A and Dick's Sporting Goods. So it's great to see all of these different organizations coming out to help ours and to help raise awareness for catastrophically injured student athletes.
And right there, just having the Cleveland Clinic get behind Rush for a Cause as a sponsor, you know this is a legitimate, good organization. It's not one of these fly-by-night shady charities that you have to worry about when you donate some money. It may not be going to the right cause. At Rush for a Cause, that sort of thing does not happen, folks. So you can rest assured if you go to the rushforacause.org website. Again, it's rushforacause.org website. Find the Donate Now button.
Yep, it's right there on the homepage.
It's a beautifully ran organization where you can rest assured your contributions are going to go to where they're desperately needed, not lining some guy's pocket that's running the organization. Matt Gallen is he's at the Air Force.
He's at the Air Force Academy, correct. He's the one that founded this.
So he's got some scruples. I mean, they teach you that in the Air Force, right? So he's playing football at the Air Force Academy. He founded the organization.
Back when he was playing for Brecksville Broadview Heights.
Yeah, it's not a shadily ran charitable organization that you hear about so often. This is a real thing, helping real people that suffered real injuries. Get to the rushforacause.org website. Give them $1, $2, $5. There's no amount that you guys would refuse, right?
No, of course not.
Well, you got to make it funny, you know. Yeah, we don't want your money. No, they want your money. Get on there and do it and help somebody out, man. So, $50,000 is what your goal is for the 2013 Family Sports Blitz.
$50,000.
That's not much if everybody just shows up and throws $5 in the football helmet.
Last year we had about 12,000 people. This year we're expecting 12,000 to 15,000 people.
15,000 people times 3 is $45,000.
Yep.
I'm saying throw a 5 spot in them football helmets. There's guys walking all over with them football helmets.
Everywhere.
You throw a $5 bill in each and every one of you people that go to this thing, and they're going to hit that goal. Maybe you'll surpass it if everybody lives up to the $5 rule.
That would be wonderful if we surpassed $50,000 this year.
And anybody that knows anything about medical costs knows that $50,000 may seem like if we stacked it all here with $1 bills, it's going to look like a lot of money.
Yeah, it'll look like the movies.
One medical bill, $50,000 doesn't last that long, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Especially with today's technology and medicine, it costs money to produce technology. They pass it on to the patient, unfortunately, and some of these people are hurt pretty severely, right?
Oh yes.
We got some pictures up, I believe, with the spine injuries. I mean, geez, oh man, Dan. I mean, you could break your arm, break your leg, but when you break your spine,
that's a lot different than actually breaking your arm or leg. It takes a lot more recovery time, and it's much more serious.
Very serious, and it could lead to paralysis, right?
Correct.
And some of your people have paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
And you were lucky enough to have Rush for a Cause to go and do something to help these people with paralysis. But it can't be done without you, folks. You are the backbone behind Rush for a Cause. Without the volunteers, without the charitable contributions, there is no Rush for a Cause, is there?
No, there isn't. We would not be able to do this alone, and we thank everyone that volunteers, especially our sponsors coming out that day, especially our title sponsor, Romeo's Pizza. We appreciate all the help that we get from the community and from everyone that shows up. These football teams that play, the volleyball teams, the rugby teams, the soccer teams. It's great to see the community come together in support of their fellow athletes.
Now let me ask you a question, because where exactly is Romeo's Pizza? Do you know?
It's based out of that area, yeah.
Around the
number of
Brecksville
locations,
area.
yeah.
So it's a southwest side pizza place. If you go by a Romeo's Pizza, stop in and have some pizza, because you know what? Keeping guys like Romeo's Pizza in business is a huge thing too.
Oh yeah.
Without a guy like Romeo's Pizza helping out Rush for a Cause, being the title sponsor, guess what happens, man?
It doesn't
You guys
exist.
take a severe blow.
Yeah.
So frequent Romeo's Pizza throughout the year. It's located over in the Brecksville area.
You will not
Look
be
'em up.
disappointed.
No, I can't think that you would be. I had some pizza last year. It was phenomenal. And And if I'm not mistaken, it was definitely Romeo's Pizza because I saw the big black trailer that said Romeo's Pizza.
Yep, they were there all day.
So get your butt over to Romeo's Pizza during the year, too, especially on these cold winter nights that'll be coming before you know it.
Yeah, it's already starting to feel like fall out there.
It's important to frequent the sponsors, too. You got to go there, support the sponsors so that those sponsors are in place to help out Rush for a Cause in the 2014 Family Sports Blitz, where we're going to be shooting for $75,000, right?
I'd like to see more, but yeah, that would be good.
You know, you gotta walk before you can run. You know. But listen, get to the website. We're coming to an end of the Cleveland Sports 360 show. Dan, I can't thank you enough for coming back and joining us here. I'm honored that the Cleveland Sports 360 show is a voice for Rush for a Cause. We've been doing it for about 3 years now. We've had Bruce on the show before. We've had you a couple times now. It's a privilege. He's 25 years old, ladies and gentlemen, and he volunteers his time to go out and make sure he can make a difference in the world. That is what this world should be made up of, people that are young like Dan that can go out and make a difference in the world. You can make a difference in the world right now. Not tomorrow, not yesterday. Do it right now. You'll feel good. Go to rushforacause.org. Push the Donate Now button.
Or sign up to volunteer for this weekend's Family Sports Blitz on Saturday, August 17th from 8 a.m. till about 8 or 9 p.m.
There you have it, folks. Donate, volunteer, do whatever you have to, but do it at rushforacause.org. We'll see you next week right back here with more of the Cleveland Sports 360 show. Dan, best of luck to you, man.
Thank you very much.
I'm not going to say
me.
break a leg Saturday because that's what this is about, helping people that may have broke a leg already. God bless everybody. Get to rushforacause.org and give a buck, give $5, whatever you can do it. Volunteer. You heard it. Brecksville, Broadview Heights High School, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Don't forget, call Bruce Nagel. If anything, just to bug him. I'm sure he's being bugged all week. Again, the number, 216-577-8789. Good night. God bless you. We'll see you next time.
Good night. Thank you.